Hey everybody, Brandon Walkaway. It's Rebecca from Black is the New Red, and I am taking up your challenge, Brandon. You challenged the ladies to look at your interview session that you had at the Women's March last month and to send in a rebuttal video. So here it is, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to do so. So, as a woman, after I've watched that video, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because what I saw was basically just an anti-Trump march. It had nothing to do with women's rights. Please tell me, what rights don't women have? Okay, when the women marched in the suffrage movement, because they didn't have the right to vote. When women marched during segregation, is because perhaps they didn't have the right to vote as a black woman. So what rights don't we have? And so you uncovered something that I thought was very interesting. It wasn't about women. It was about we hate Trump. And so that's what I saw as you began to go around and ask for, insight and interviews. You got neither, really. You didn't get much insight. I'm a strong believer that if you're going to have strong opinions, and if you're going to be out in the public square, and if you're going to take your time out of you just take a Saturday and go out with a sign and be in the street, you need to be able to defend your policies or the things that you stand for or your ideals. You need to be able to defend your point of view with fact. I didn't find that in any of your interviews. It just seemed like they were just there to be seen, to have a catchy sign. In particular, the mother who brought her son out dressed as Donald Trump. Why would you do that? I mean, I know you did that to present mockery toward the president, the 45th president of the United States. What are you teaching your kid? What are you teaching him as far as respecting the office? You're not teaching him anything, and then you wouldn't even let him talk and defend why he had the costume on. I thought that was insane. Also, the Russia collusion lady with her sign, clueless. I mean, does she not know that that's been disproven and been debunked? The Russian dossier. Does she not realize that that whole thing was fraudulent? I mean, and so just come out and say stuff like, I just stand against everything President Trump stands for. What does he stand for, sweetheart? What does he stand for? What policies has he supported or implemented that are racist? Since he's a racist in your mind, please show me what policy is racist. What bill has he signed into law that is racist? I can't find it because that First Steps Act seems to be pretty non-racist to me. But, that's just a fact. Anyway, I also found it to be very non-tolerant. I don't think as an African-American woman, pro-life woman, a Republican, I don't think I'd be welcome there. So I think it was very intolerant. I just felt very embarrassed as a woman to just look at the level of ignorance and non-tolerance. I thought it was a waste of their time to be there. If you're going to stand for something, you need to be able to argue your point or defend your point, defend it clearly, and defend it passionately. I don't think that the argument of I hate Trump holds water. That's insane. I just don't understand how the Democrat Party has become the party of just hatred and bigotry and anti-baby, and you honestly believe that that's a winning hand. I think that is something that is completely and totally crazy. And you've gone so far left, open borders, abolishing ICE, the policies in this Green New Deal, just insane things that the Democrat Party now stands for, that these women seem to have embraced. A lot of these thoughts, a lot of these ideals. I think that as a woman, when you say you fight for women's rights, and there aren't any rights that we don't have right now, you have to examine your soul. You need to look deep. What rights are you oppressing for the unborn future women? Because you're fighting so hard in the public square, you're in Congress, and you're fighting for women. But there's going to come a time when you have to step aside. And when it's time to pass that baton on, who are you going to pass it to if the women, the next generation has been eliminated? Who are you going to pass the baton to? Because you don't know the future of the women that are coming out of the womb. I mean, it's insane. I just think that you haven't thought past your own emotionalism. You haven't thought past your own party line. And what's going to happen? You are eliminating the next generation of women and men. And so I think it's horrible. My heart broke. I think it's just when you can't defend a point, when you can't defend a stance, what you're doing is ridiculous and it's worthless. And it's not anything that history will applaud. I think you need to be ashamed. I think you need to do a lot of soul searching. And I think you need to walk away from a Democratic Party which has become the party of crazy. Thank you, Brandon, for allowing us to have this platform. Thank you for your bravery to step out and to speak out and to go into places that are uncomfortable to get answers. I'm going to wrap this video up with a quote from Mildred Jefferson. She was the first Black woman to graduate from Harvard School of Medicine, and she stated something that was so profound. She said, "We cannot become an exclusive reservation for the perfect, the privileged, and the planned." And that's, to me, where the left has gone. You only have a right to be born if you're perfect, if you're privileged enough to be born into a family that has money to support you, and if you're planned. That, eliminates a lot of people, a lot of human beings who may not be perfect, who may not be coming into privileged circumstances, and who aren't planned. Who are we to decide who gets to come here? As women, come on, we got to dig deep. We cannot be the ones that are championing and fighting for the right to kill the next generation. So, Brandon, thank you for shedding light, because you went out there and you exposed women who actually just don't have any answers at all. They're just emotional and following the anti-Trump bandwagon. And thank you for giving us a voice to speak our minds and about what we thought about the so-called Women's March. Keep up the good work. There's those of us out here who respect what you're doing and want to be a part of it. So, guys, continue to walk away. Share it. Share the video. Continue to walk away. Continue to never look back, because I won't. God bless and take care. Bye.